With so many people using their smartphones and other mobile devices for video content creation these days, the effects of bad audio quality are pretty obvious everywhere. The fact is that bad audio ruins a video even more than a bad image. Most people will tolerate substandard picture quality, but almost nobody wants to sit through a video with bad sound. And this is especially true for any video where you're delivering information or attempting to entertain the viewer with your words. So everyday video shooters need a simple and affordable way to improve the sound quality for their talking head style videos without having to study the technical side of sound recording. In this video, I want to talk about this little mic right here, the Deity V.Lav microphone. And this is not a sponsored video, and I have no affiliation whatsoever with Deity. And these mics were bought with and paid for with my own money. Lavalier or Lapel mics have been used for on-camera speaking for decades, and they make a good practical solution for many situations. The mic is normally positioned a few inches below the speaker's mouth for a full sound, and it gives a favorable ratio of the voice to the surrounding environmental noise. And by being discreetly clipped onto the person's clothes, or even more discreetly taped underneath the clothes, it allows the person speaking to be able to be both hands-free and at liberty to move around without moving away from the mic. Traditionally, professional lavalier mics have been designed to be connected into professional audio equipment and video cameras. The input jack on most mobile devices is designed for a combination of stereo headphone outputs and a mono mic input, so the regular 3.5mm plug just doesn't work. If you look closely, the standard plug has a tip, ring, and sleeve conductor, or TRS for short, and the 3.5mm plug for a smartphone has tip, 2 rings, and sleeve conductors, or TRRS. In the last few years, a number of lav mics have hit the market that are made specifically for the kind of jack that's on your mobile device. What Deity has done with the V.Lav is provide a lav mic that can work with both of these versions of the 3.5mm input. And with the addition of an inexpensive adapter, it can be used with Apple's Lightning connector that's found on current iPhones. Since the V.Lav is compatible with a wide variety of devices, cameras, and recorders, it's a mic that you can have on hand for a variety of situations. Or if you're currently using a smartphone for video but plan to upgrade to a dedicated camera for video in the future, you'll still be able to use your V.Lav when you take that to the next step. Make sure you check Deity's website for a current list of compatible devices. Right now I have the V.Lav plugged directly into my Panasonic GH5, but I'll be demonstrating it with an iPhone later in this video. I want to keep this video pretty accessible and straightforward, so I'll try to keep the technical jargon and lingo to a minimum. Now let's take a look at what comes in the box. The mic and its included accessories are neatly tucked into this rugged little carrying case. Now the mic comes already attached to its metal tie clip, which is really handy, and the cable is about 5 meters or 16.5 feet long, or close to it. That's plenty long to allow for freedom of movement even after tucking it through and under your clothing. The cable has a Velcro tie to help you manage all that extra cable when you're not using it. The little module on the cable comes with 2 LR41 batteries already installed, so you don't have to worry about that to get started. There's also a faux fur windshield, aka dead cat, and an extra foam windshield included. The fact that the wind furry is white is a bit of an oddball choice. Now black is usually a lot less obtrusive unless the person is wearing white, but you can always change this and buy a black one if you need it. When plugged in, the V.Lav quickly identifies and adapts to whatever kind of device that it's plugged into. The green indicator light will come on to let you know that it's working. Now the majority of this video is being recorded by plugging the V.Lav directly into the 3.5mm jack on the camera. So whenever you plug this in and you're using a camera or a dedicated audio recorder, it's advisable to adjust the input for the best levels. So the V.Lav has a reasonably robust signal, so you'll want to go in and make sure that the level isn't clipping. Lots of smartphones and mobile devices have the 3.5mm jack that you can just plug directly into with the V.Lav. In that case, the V.Lav should function just like it does when you plug into a camera or any other compatible device. But if you're an Apple iPhone user like me, you'll need to use the little lightning adapter to connect from that plug into the phone. Thankfully, these are easy to find and not too expensive. I think I paid about $9 for this one. As a matter of fact, you might even have one already if you ever needed to adapt those older iPhone accessories like headphones to a newer iPhone. Alright, now I'm just using my regular iPhone XR, and I'm just using the built-in app for that, the camera app. And I'm plugging the Deity V.Lav into the little iPhone Lightning adapter, and then I'm plugging this into the iPhone. So pretty obvious, I think, and very simple and straightforward. And it works pretty well. Now, one thing I have noticed is that it can be a little glitchy when you try to use third-party recording apps like Filmic Pro. It kind of works, and then if it ever peaks, it'll start acting real funky, and it almost like thinks it's a different kind of device or something, and it'll kind of modulate back and forth and eventually shut itself off. So there's a little something weird about that. Hopefully that's something that'll be improved in future updates. I don't know if that's something that's going on with Deity, but probably more likely something that might have to be addressed with Filmic Pro, if possible. I don't even know. But nevertheless, it works pretty straightforward with the app that's built into your, or comes on your iPhone. And hopefully everyone has a pretty similar simple experience with Android type phones and so on. So anyway, it works great, and I'm keeping it pretty straightforward here. I'm not going to do a lot of finessing to the sound. I might adjust the levels so that it matches what I recorded with my camera, but I'm not going to really EQ it or anything like that, because I want you to hear what just the ordinary sound is. And this is a fairly quiet room, but I do have a video light on that has a little bit of a quiet fan running, and I think I can hear my my MacBook Pro running in the background. The fan's on it because it's been on for a while. So anyways, a little bit of ambient noise in here, and I'll be quiet for just a second. So you could compare that if you're listening on headphones. Maybe you could hear that little bit of noise in the background as compared to my voice level, which it should be coming off pretty well. So anyway, if you're using any, like an iPad or anything like that, it should be a pretty similar experience. But again, always check that list of compatible devices if you want to use this particular mic. So anyway, that is the iPhone using the V.Lav as connected to the little Lightning adapter. To sum up, I'm really impressed with the Deity V.Lav. At about 50 bucks, it really punches above its weight in both versatility and sound quality, and with the long cable, the rugged carrying pouch, and the sturdy little tie clip, it should make a solid choice for content creators that are using their phones especially. If you're considering a V.Lav, it's a good idea, though, to go on their website and check that list of compatible devices just to make sure that yours is on there. If you have anything you'd like to add about this or any comparable lavalier mic, drop it in the comments below. And if you like this video, click like, subscribe, hit the bell, and do all those things that we do on here. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.